So we were discussing about the wireless propagations. We have discussed the models. प्रोपेगेशन मॉडल हमने कल डिस्कस किए हैं, जिसमें हमने फ्री स्पेस प्रोपेगेशन मॉडल और हमने डिस्कस किया था ग्राउंड प्रोपेगेशन मॉडल और देयर रिलेटेड इक्वेशंस. ठीक है. सो नेक्स्ट इज अबाउट the signals, how we will represent the signals. So the physical representation of signals will be in a continuous form or in a discrete form. So when your signal is represented in a continuous form, then it is represented as a with respect to time and frequency variations. So like example is for continuous signal is analog signal. Similarly, the digital signals, the discrete signals can be described with the discrete values. So the square waveform represents the discrete signal which are having the discrete values as 0 and 1. It can be represented with binary values 0 and 1. Continuous signal will be represented the values having the continuous values like 0, 1, 2, 3 or 0.1, 0.2 up to 0.1 up to 1. Okay. So all the values are considered in continuous values, and in discrete we will only represent the binary values, either it is 0 or 1. Every signal has the frequency and the amplitude and the phase. So these are the three properties of signal, of continuous signal, that it has an amplitude, frequency and the phase. How do you define amplitude of a signal? Yes, amplitude को कैसे define करोगे? Amplitude is basically the peak to peak value. ठीक है? The value from the level 0 to a maximum value of the signal will be considered as amplitude of that signal. And frequency is one cycle time period. So it can be defined as 1 by t, and phase shift is the angle in which the signal will be shifted. Like the signal can be shifted from 90 degree, 180 degree, 360 degree. So the shifting of the waveform is considered to be the phase shift. So like we can represent any periodic signal. Periodic signal is the signal which will repeat after a certain time period. So it can be represented by this sine wave equation as St is equal to At sine 2 pi ft plus phi t, where At is amplitude of the signal, phi t is phase of the signal, and f is frequency and t is time period. So these are the various parameters of the signals. So here the Fourier representation of periodic signal is given. So it can be represented in terms of Fourier transform. So it is gt is equal to 1 by 2c plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an sine 2 pi nft plus bn cos 2 pi nft, where c is your constant, an is amplitude of the signal, f is frequency and t is time period. Fine. So here the composite signal of two waveforms will be defined as an and bn. So here the two wave periodic signals are represented. जैसे अभी आप डायग्राम में भी देख रहे हो, we are having the ideal periodic signal. ठीक है. So here the signal will be repeated after a t time period seconds. So composition of signal means when we will combine the multiple harmonics of the signals, then it will be termed as composite signal. The different waveforms are combined into the composition of signals. So multiple waveforms are combined. Their amplitude and their frequencies are having different values. Like the signals are represented with the orange line, the signals represented with yellow line, green line, blue line. These are signals that are of varying nature. Their amplitude is different, their frequency and timing parameter is different. So the combination of the multiple signals will be known as the composition of signals or the real composition. So differently, as I already told to you, you can represent the signal in terms of amplitude domain, frequency domain, or phasor diagram domain. So the composite signals means the mixture of multiple signals can be mapped into a frequency domain using Fourier transformation. The digital signals will need infinite frequencies for perfect representation, and the modulation of the carrier signal will be required for the long distance transmission. So these are about the signal descriptions. Next is the antennas. The antennas that are used to radiate and receive the electromagnetic waves. Antenna are the basically link this energy between a device and the transmission system. Okay, how the signal will be radiated from the sending device and how the signal will be received by the receiving device. These all things will be done through the help of antenna. So antenna contain one or several radiating elements through the electric current circulations. We are having various kinds of antennas that are used in wireless communication. Those antennas are omnidirectional antenna, directional antenna, phased array antennas, adaptive antennas, optimal antennas. These are the 5 categories of antennas that are used to radiate the electromagnetic waves, the RF waves. The various characteristics that are used to characterize the antenna are its radiation pattern, directivity, gain, and efficiency. These are the 4 performance parameters, or you can say the principal characteristics of any antenna. हर एक एंटीना का रेडिएशन पैटर्न डिफरेंट होगा, उसका गेन डिफरेंट होगा, उसकी एफिशिएंसी डिफरेंट होगी और उसकी डायरेक्टिविटी डिफरेंट होगी. डिपेंड करेगा कौन सा एंटीना आप यूज कर रहे हो. अभी हम सारे एंटीनास की टाइप्स डिस्कस करेंगे. सो द फर्स्ट एंटीना इज योर आइसोट्रोपिक एंटीना. आइसोट्रोपिक रेडिएटर और आइसोट्रोपिक एंटीना will radiate the signal in equally in all the directions. ठीक है, जैसे अभी आप डायग्राम में भी देख रहे हो, we are having an ideal isotropic radiator. And another name of antenna is known as radiator because it will radiate the signals. It will radiate the waveforms. So here the isotropic radiator will equally radiate the signal in all the directions. Real antennas always have directive effects. Means it can the real antennas that are used, they are known as directive antennas because they will radiate a signal in a particular direction. Radiation pattern is explained as it is the measurement of radiation around an antenna. ठीक है, एंटीना के सराउंडिंग में कितनी सिग्नल्स कैसे रेडिएट हो रहे हैं, that will defined by its radiation pattern. Next is the omnidirectional antennas. ठीक है, omnidirectional means the antennas that will radiate signal in one particular direction. ठीक है, it will not radiate in all the directions, it will radiate the signal in a one particular direction. So the real antennas are not isotropic antennas or radiators. So omnidirectional antennas are mostly used. They will contain the dipoles. Dipole means 2 poles. One pole will radiate in the horizontal direction, another will radiate in the vertical direction. So these are the radiation patterns for these omnidirectional antennas in which the signal will be radiated in one particular direction. Here the various views of antennas are given. This omnidirectional antenna is also known as simple dipole antenna. ठीक है, अब आप डायग्राम में देखो. डायग्राम में you will see that we are having side view of XY plane, YZ plane and XZ plane. 3-dimensional view is given here. ठीक है, so antenna will radiate in Y direction or in Z direction. but at a time it will radiate signal in one particular direction. So we will define the next parameter, gain. Gain of an antenna is defined as it is the ratio of maximum power directed in the direction of main lobe to the power of an isotropic radiator. ठीक है, तो एक पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन में कितना सिग्नल रेडिएट हो रहा है डिवाइडेड बाय द रेडिएशन प्रोवाइडेड बाय द आइसोट्रोपिक एंटीना will measure the gain of the antenna. So this is about the omnidirectional antenna. Next is directional antenna. ये जो अभी आप यहाँ पर डायग्राम्स देख रहे हो ना, सर्कल वाली डायग्राम्स हैं, उसका रेडिएशन पैटर्न है, ठीक है. सो दीज आर बेसिकली द रेडिएशन पैटर्न्स. द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स द रेडिएशन पैटर्न. ठीक है, रेडिएशन पैटर्न को आपने कौन सी शेप से डिफाइन करना है. जैसे दिस इज द रेडिएशन पैटर्न ऑफ omnidirectional antenna that will radiate in one particular direction, in y direction or in z direction. ठीक है. Similarly, we have radiation patterns for directional antennas. Now you will see the directional antennas lobes, side lobes and top lobes. Lobes are basically the directions in which the signal will be radiated. So mostly in microwave communication, directional antennas are used. They are basically directed for point-to-point communication, or they are directed for base station for mobile phones. So they are basically, directional antennas are basically used for the radio coverage of a sector or a single valley. In this frequency reuse concept is also used. So here we are having the directional antenna radiation patterns in their side views and top views. They will radiate signal in x direction or z direction or y direction, one particular direction at a time. Similarly, we are having sectorized antennas. So sectorized antenna are used to cover a valley or a sector. So in this we are having the radiations pattern given in two directions in which vertical and horizontal axes are given. Next category is about array antennas. Array antennas are basically the grouping of two or more antennas characteristics to obtain a radiation characteristics that cannot be obtained from a single element. Okay? So in arrays antenna, we will basically club the multiple features of multiple antennas so that we can have combined features into one single antenna. So they are basically used to combat the fading effects. So in diversity is basically when multiple signals are received at the receiver side, and from that multiple signal only one signal will be selected whose strength is more. So that thing is known as diversity. For this we will use the antennas known as diversity antennas. Array antennas are used in these. So these are all about antennas. Yes, समझ आ गए सबको different types of antennas. Yes, समझ आ गए सभी को antennas. Okay. Here we are having different signal propagation ranges from the sending device to the receiving device. Both are located a distance from each other. So these ranges can be defined as transmission range, detection range, and the interference range. Transmission range is where the communication is possible between the sender and receiver. So there should be low error rate in transmission range so that the signal can be transmitted from sending device to receiving device without or with little error rate. Second range is about the detection range. Detection range is basically used in the receiver side to detect the signal, to recover the signal. So there is a higher error rate because during the transmission, the errors can be introduced from the channels. So at the detector side or receiver side, there is a possibility that there are high error rate. So here only the signal is recovered. There is no communication in detection range. Third category is interference range. In this, the outside signals are added that will create the noise or interference. That's why it is known as interference range. So in these signals may not be detected. These we have discussed in the previous lecture, that we are having signal propagation effects like reflection from large obstacles, scattering from small obstacles, and diffractions at the edges. So these we have already discussed. So signal propagation. The signal is also subject to degradation that results from propagation in the mobile radio environment. So why the signal is degraded in the wireless communication? So these are due to the path loss component when the distance covered by the radio signal, the fading, and the shadowing effect. These are the three things through which the signal will be degraded. Means the signal that is transmitted on the transmitting side will have some degradations, means they have some part of amplitude, frequency, and phase variations, and the other interference will be added onto the signal from the channel, and at the receiver side we will not get the signal that was transmitted. We will get the signal with some degradations. So that degradation of signal are due to these three components: the path loss component, the fading, known as multipath fading, and the shadowing effect, that is due to the large obstacles that are present between the path of the transmitter and receiver. So here the signal will not be received as the transmitted. So the interference from the other sources and the noise will be added on to the signal. So that will introduce some the signal degradation and signal interference. Those interference are like from the co-channel. Okay, so it is known as co-channel interference when mobile users in adjacent cells uses the same frequency, and adjacent cell interference when mobile user using the frequencies adjacent to transmission and reception. Third category is channel interference that will be introduced from the channel. So three types of interference are there. One is known as co-channel interference, second is known as adjacent channel interference, and third is known as channel interference. So there are some noise components that are added on with the radio transmitter components or other electronic devices that will interfere with the main signal, and the signal got degraded at the receiver side. Now, the propagation characteristics may differ with the environment over which the radio waves are travel. So their interference level will be also different. Like when we will consider the urban area, semi-urban area, suburban area, rural area, dense population area. Okay, so based on the area type, the propagation characteristics are different. So they are categorized into these types like terrain morphology, vegetation density, building density, open areas, and water surfaces. So due to these, we are having different propagation characteristics. Strain is fluctuating. So here ये तो हमने कल डिस्कस की थी फ्री स्पेस पाथ लॉस इक्वेशन. These we have discussed. So here it is multipath propagation. Path loss equation we have discussed. It is described by the receiving path with the formula Pt Gt Gr divided by 4 pi d upon lambda square. Okay, and it is represented in the decimal form. So next is multipath propagation. The signal can take many different paths between the sender and receiver due to reflection, scattering and diffractions. ठीक है, अभी आप डायग्राम में देख रहे हो. We are having signals transmitted from the sending side. They can have different paths to follow to reach at their receiving point. So when this thing will happen, the positive effect that will be introduced into multipath are that it enables communications even when the transmitter and receivers both are not in the line of sight conditions. They will allow radio waves effectively to go through obstacles by getting around them, and then they will increase the radio coverage area. This is the positive impact of multipath, that a direct line of sight between the sending device and the receiving device is not required. They can have different paths to travel. They can reach at their destination point. So the coverage area of radio signals can be increased. Now, the negative impact of this multipath is, first is the time dispersion or the delay spread. This is due to the signal is dispersed over time. Over time, the due signals that are coming from the different paths at different lengths. So there is a timing variations, and the signal will be dispersed with respect to time. So it will introduce the delay in the signal reception, that is known as delay spread. So it can cause the interference with the neighboring symbols. So it is known as inter-symbol interference, ISI. When multiple signals will be received at the receiving side with different timing durations, then there is a possibility that multiple signals can overlap with each other in frequency domain or in time domain. So this overlapping is known as inter-symbol interference, ISI. The next parameter, the negative parameter, is the signal reaches a receiver directly and it is phase shifted signal due to reflections. So we will receive at the receiver side a signal that is phase shifted when multiple reflections of the signal will be there. So the distorted signal depends upon the phases of different parts that can be referred as Rayleigh fading, and signal gets fade away. It can have fluctuations in the received signal, that is termed as fast fading. Random frequency modulation due to Doppler shift on different paths can be there in multipath propagation. So the signal will be received with a different velocity at the transmitter, having some frequency variation with the received signals. So these are the negative impacts of multipath signals propagation. Next effect is about mobility. The channel characteristics will change over time and location. So the signal paths, these are changed due to the change in signal paths with different delay variations of different signal paths and different phases of signal paths. So there is a quick change in received power signal. This is known as short-term fading effect. Next is long-term fading effect, in which there is a slow changes in the average power of the received signal. Another changes are like distance from the sending device or obstacles from the faraway places. So this will affect the mobility of the signal transmission. Yes, यहाँ तक समझ आ गया सबको? यहाँ तक क्लियर है सभी को? Yes, students, tell me, clear है यहाँ तक सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Multiplexing techniques we have discussed. 3 types of multiplexing techniques: time division multiplexing, frequency division, and code division. These we have discussed. Next is about modulation. So in this, we are having different modulation techniques. The digital modulation techniques like ASK, amplitude shift keying, FSK, frequency shift keying, PSK, phase shift keying. These are the digital modulation techniques. The analog modulation techniques are amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation, AM, FM, and PM. Here we are having modulation and demodulation concepts. Modulation of a signal is when the carrier signal is superimposed onto the modulating signal and then it is transmitted. ठीक है, जैसे अभी आप यहाँ पर फर्स्ट डायग्राम देखो रेडियो ट्रांसमीटर की, इसमें बेसिकली हम अपना डिजिटल डेटा एज एन इनपुट अप्लाई कर रहे हैं टू द डिजिटल modulation device. Digital modulation device can be your ASK device, amplitude shift keying device, FSK device, frequency shift keying device, or PSK device, phase shift keying device. ठीक है. So here in the digital modulation block, the modulation of the incoming signal will be done, and then it is transmitted over to the radio transmitter with some carrier signal added with them. ठीक है. So incoming signal के साथ हम रेडियो कैरियर सिग्नल ऐड कर देंगे और फिर उसको ट्रांसमिट करेंगे सो दैट द सिग्नल कैन बी ट्रांसमिटेड ओवर लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस. ठीक है, ये करेंगे हम ट्रांसमीटर साइड पर. फिर रिसीविंग साइड पे हमने क्या करना है, हमने सिग्नल को डीमॉड्यूलेट करना है. तो रिवर्स प्रोसेस विल बी डन हियर. वी विल रिसीव द मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल एज एन इनकमिंग सिग्नल इन द डीमॉड्यूलेशन ब्लॉक, and then we will again add the carrier to it, and then the signal will be recovered. The recovered signal will be your digital signal that is transmitted. So here the modulation techniques are explained. First diagram shows the amplitude modulation, amplitude shift keying, ASK. ठीक है. सो इन एम्पलीट्यूड शिफ्ट कीइंग वेवफॉर्म में आप देखो, जब आपने सिग्नल 1 ट्रांसमिट करना है देन द वेव इज प्रेजेंट. व्हेन यू विल ट्रांसमिट द सिग्नल 0 देन देयर इज नो वेव इज प्रेजेंट, एंड व्हेन अगेन द सिग्नल 1 इज ट्रांसमिटेड द वेव इज प्रेजेंट. ठीक है. तो एम्पलीट्यूड शिफ्ट कीइंग में क्या होगा, एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ द सिग्नल विल बी प्रेजेंट, द वेवफॉर्म विल बी प्रेजेंट, एंड व्हेन विल ट्रांसमिट 0 देयर इज नो वेवफॉर्म इन ASK. So ASK is amplitude shift keying, which is a very simple technique. It consumes low bandwidth and it is susceptible to interference. The second category of modulation is frequency shift keying, FSK. It needs larger bandwidths for transmission. Now concept of frequency keying is जब आपने 1 ट्रांसमिट करने हैं then you have frequency. You have tight frequencies, and when these are the known as compressed frequencies when you will transmit 1, and when you will transmit 0 we are having expanded frequencies of the waveform. So this is the varying nature of frequency to transmit 1 and 0 in frequency shift keying. Third is modulation technique is phase shift keying. Phase shift keying is a complex technique, and but it is preferred because it has less interference. Now in this waveform you will see that phase shift will be there when you will transmit 1. The phase is in the negative side. When you will transmit 0, the phase is shifted to positive side 0 from the level, and then again if you will transmit 1, the phase is again shifted. The phase shift is there in phase shift keying. So these are the 3 digital modulation techniques. Clear है ASK, FSK और PSK waveforms and characteristics? Yes, clear है सभी को, समझ आ रही है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Advanced frequency shift keying. In wireless communication, mostly we will use these advanced frequency shift keying methods, in which mostly हम जो method use कर रहे हैं that is Gaussian minimum shift keying, GMSK. This is the technique that will support higher bandwidth efficiency at a low pass filter by using low pass Gaussian filter. So this is the supported modulation technique that is used in wireless communication. So that's all for today.